This is a story of two sisters, a bowl of leftover pasta, and a medical mystery that almost ended in tragedy. It began on a quiet Sunday afternoon in a coastal town where nothing unusual ever happened. Emma and Lily were sisters, close in age, but not always in spirit. There had always been a flicker of rivalry between them. Who finished chores first? Who scored better in school? Who got the last slice of dessert? That day, the battleground was the fridge. A container of creamy pasta had been sitting in the back for 3 days. Made earlier in the week, it had become a forgotten relic, until it wasn't. Both girls ended up eating it, one more than the other. It was just leftovers, something millions eat every day. But something about that meal would soon unravel their lives. That evening, Emma, 13 years old and the more dominant of the two, began to feel nauseous. She vomited once before bed. By morning, she had a low-grade fever and mild stomach cramps. Their mother, a single mom working long shifts as a night nurse, gave her fluids and let her rest at home. Surprisingly, Emma's symptoms disappeared within a day. Lily, the younger sister, seemed perfectly fine. She went to school, played with friends, and showed no signs of illness. The pasta incident faded into the background until 40 hours later, when Lily collapsed during class. At first, it seemed like a typical stomach bug: vomiting, weakness, dizziness. But things quickly turned serious. By evening, Lily was disoriented, pale, and unable to stand. She was rushed to the local hospital. What the doctors discovered shocked everyone. Lily's condition deteriorated rapidly. Her heart rate was dangerously high. Her blood pressure was crashing. Her skin had taken on a yellowish hue, and her eyes showed signs of jaundice. Lab results told a terrifying story. Her liver enzymes were catastrophically elevated, signaling acute liver failure. Her creatine kinase levels were thousands of times above normal, indicating rhabdomyolysis, or the breakdown of muscle tissue. Her blood was no longer clotting properly, and signs of multi-organ failure began to appear. Within hours, the ICU team had taken over. There was no clear cause, no recent travel, no signs of viral infection, no toxins on record. The medical team was racing against the clock, trying to keep her organs alive while they searched for answers. It was during the clinical history review that the family mentioned the pasta. It was a detail that might have been missed, a casual note about leftovers. But one toxicologist recognized a red flag. Cooked pasta left at room temperature for days is the perfect breeding ground for a specific bacteria: Bacillus cereus. More specifically, a strain that produces a highly dangerous compound, cereulide toxin. Unlike most bacteria-related illnesses, cereulide isn't destroyed by reheating. It's heat stable. That means once the toxin is there, it's there for good. This toxin targets the mitochondria, the very engines of our cells. In high enough doses, it can destroy the liver, break down muscle tissue, disrupt clotting, and trigger multi-organ failure. And that's exactly what it had done to Lily. Samples were rushed to a reference lab. The results confirmed what the doctors feared: cereulide-producing Bacillus cereus had contaminated the pasta. The food, left out too long after cooking, had silently incubated the toxin. Emma, who had a higher tolerance or consumed a smaller dose of toxin, only had mild symptoms. But Lily hadn't been so lucky. Her body absorbed a lethal amount, and now she was fighting for her life. The next few days were critical. Lily was placed on aggressive supportive therapy. She required IV fluids, electrolyte stabilization, plasma transfusions, and continuous monitoring of her kidney and liver functions. At one point, she required dialysis to assist with toxin clearance. Her blood was thinned, her muscles damaged, and her organs teetering on failure. There were moments when her heart nearly stopped. Moments when doctors weren't sure she would make it through the night. But slowly, signs of recovery began to appear. Her liver numbers stabilized. Her muscle breakdown slowed. She regained consciousness after several days in a coma-like state. The danger wasn't over, but the worst had passed. Lily spent the next several weeks in the pediatric recovery ward. She underwent physical therapy to regain muscle strength, and her liver function was monitored daily. Emma visited often. The rivalry between them had faded. Now there was only gratitude, though unspoken, for second chances. The leftover meal had been meant to fill their stomachs. Instead, it nearly tore their lives apart. Most people never think twice about leftovers. A quick zap in the microwave, and it's dinner again. But when food safety is neglected, especially with rice, pasta, or dairy-based dishes, there's real danger hiding in plain sight. And sometimes you don't realize it until it's far too late. This story was inspired by a real medical case, where one contaminated meal led to liver failure, multi-organ collapse, and a brush with death. All from something as simple as pasta.